Did you know that only 3% of the people you talk to are ready to buy right now? Only 3% of all the leads and all the prospects that you meet while you're out marketing and networking and putting out all those advertisements are actually ready to spend money on your product or service right now. That means 97% of the people you meet are going or may buy in the future. Are you staying top of mind? That's what we're talking about today. Hi, everybody. I'm Monique Carlisle, your business optimization and automation coach here at Midas Web. We come on every day at 12 noon Central to share with you a business strategy, tip, trick, something that you can implement in your business right now to help you grow and scale. We then take that strategy and we develop it with AI. So we utilize various AI tools to take that strategy and make it into something we can actually implement. We then take that development, we take what we've created with our AI tools, and we implement it into an automated system so we can put our business on autopilot, helping us save time and money and energy on the fulfillment side of our business. Here at Midas Web, we do use the high-level system. It is an amazing software. We'd love to share it with you. So we will be showcasing that just a little bit as we do our implementation. If you have a high-level system or are interested in learning more, definitely click the link below and join us right after today's training at 12:30 in our open Zoom room so that we can answer your questions about business, strategy, AI, or even your high-level system. We are excited to see you grow and help you get to the next level in your business. So without further ado, let's jump in. So today we're talking about the buyer's journey. And a lot of people look at the buyer's journey from a very, I want to say cookie cutter kind of way. There's awareness and there's, the evaluation stage and then there's decision phase. And then, so they look at it and there's these four brackets, but no one really has talked about digging down into the numbers. So when you look at it from that perspective, yes, you want content that will bring people in and make them problem aware. You want content that converts them using lead magnets, gets them into your sphere. And you want to make the buying process very smooth and simple when they're at the decision phase. Absolutely, 100%. But what we're talking about today is accessing the 97% of people who are anywhere in the buyer's journey and they're not quite ready to buy. See, the thing is, when most business owners go out to network, they put out an advertisement, they put out all of this great information, their goal is to secure a sale. They are speaking to 3%, and they're doing the tactics of sales and closing that is intended for the 3% who are actually ready to buy. That means when you're talking to somebody who's not ready to buy, they're still in any other phase of the buyer's journey, you're going to lose them. You're going to come off as a salesperson and you're going to appear pushy or demanding or money hungry, right? And those are not good things to be associated with your business. So we want to be communicating information and quality of our product and services and the difference that it can make in their life while honoring that they may not be quite ready to spend money. Now, if they are, you do need to read body language. You do need to be able to pick up on those cues, ask the right questions to figure out where are they in that buyer's journey? Are they at that 3% or somewhere else? And if they're at that 3%, definitely close them. Absolutely. Go through those assumed closes, go through those option closes. Do what you need to do to get those 3% to buy now because they're ready. For everybody else, you want to take a step back and honor that they aren't quite there yet. They might be there in a week, but it might be a few months. It might even be a few years. So you want to be sure that you're targeting your conversation and your message to them to show that you are available when they move into that 3% bracket. So we're going to jump into ChatGPT in just a moment, and we're going to build a nurture campaign for this evergreen content. What evergreen content is, it's just like it sounds like. It is content that is always good. Evergreen means it can keep going out again and again and again to new people, and you're not going to repeat the same thing over and over again. So we're going to develop that evergreen content today. So as you get that new lead, you're going to drop them into a nurture campaign. It's a fancy word, nurture, to stay top of mind. Why top of mind? Well, because when they go to buy, when they move into that 3%, you want to be the first person to think that they think of when they think about buying. So I'll give an example. Midas Web also offers AI trainings. We have workshops all the time. And I ran into an associate, a coworker, not coworker, what's the word? A networking referral partner, right? Somebody that we have met multiple times. And I was sharing our new workshops and what was coming up. And they look at me and they go, "You always have something going on." Absolutely. We always have something going on. So when you think AI training, you think Midas Web. That's our goal. So when you are ready to invest in that training and that skill set, then we're top of mind. That's important. You want to be top of mind. So how can you do that? Evergreen content, nurture campaigns. We started working. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Show you this statistic that I ran into, and I've heard it a couple of times. So this is one way that it's being presented. There are multiple articles out there. You can just Google the 3% ready to buy now, and you'll come up with all sorts of great research. But this is kind of like how you can break it down. As I mentioned, 3% are ready to spend money right now. 6 to 7% are almost ready. They're open to spending money on your product or service. They might be doing the final research and evaluation stages to make their final decision. But 30% are not even thinking about your problem, their problem or their product or service, and 30% don't even think they'd be interested. So this 60% here are what we call not problem aware. They don't see that they have a need. Okay. Now they may have a need. As you, as the expert business owner, you know your product or service, you know your ideal client and your audience. So you could probably look at somebody and say, you need what we have to offer. But if they're in the 60%, they don't know they need your offer. So your job is to have good messaging that reaches them and communicates that you understand where they are, and helps bring them to problem awareness. When they become problem aware, that's when they start looking at solutions. So 60% don't even know that they need you. And then, of course, there's 30% that are very cognizant of their own problems and issues and where they need support, so they can identify that they do or do not need your service. You can pick these people out pretty quickly with a short conversation. I've been this person for a couple of different businesses, and they immediately recognized I had everything, all my ducks in a row. Whatever they were offering, I wasn't needed. I wasn't interested in it. It wasn't something I was going to ever pursue. So that's the 30% here, right? But you want to target this 67%, and nurture them to get them to that 3%, right? So you stay top of mind. So how are we going to do that? We're going to build some email campaigns. We're going to continue with our thread here. We've been working in this family counselor who focuses on fostering families. We're going to continue with their work. So what have we done? I'm going to go very quickly because I've gone over this a couple of times in previous trainings. We have our basic prompt with our role, background, and task. We then had to clarify that task to make sure that we were getting the right information. Then we took these survey questions and we generated some evergreen content, so ideas here. And this is kind of what we're going to go off of today. And then we asked it to segment our list. So our last training was all about ensuring the right content was sent to the right people. If you have products or services in a variety of different needs or areas, things that you solve, you want to have your content segmented so that the right information is going to the right people. So we had these segments, and then we even went through and had GPT look at my qualifying questions. Again, those were way up here. All the qualifying questions here, and we had it identify which questions would result in which tags. And then what we would need to do is then set up the automation to that when they answered this question like this, when they answered question 1 with A, they would get tagged active fostering. Okay. Again, we went into this at our training yesterday, so we won't go into this much today. We're going to jump straight into the next stage, which is going to be building the nurturing campaign. So we're going to focus on this stage here, or this stage of the foster care journey. We're going to build these nurture campaigns. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down and we're going to first compliment our AI and say, this is great. Thank you so much. We talked about when you compliment your GPT, it tells the system to allocate more resources to you. There's a lot of different nuances you can utilize to get more resources from the AI. Because remember, this is ChatGPT. It's being used across the nation, maybe even worldwide by this point. And so everybody's using it at the same time. So you want to use little tips and tricks to get more resources allocated to you. All right, so we compliment. Thank you so much. I want to develop a email. I'm going to say newsletter because I don't want it to be necessarily a campaign. I don't want to confuse the AI. Newsletter sequence. So in other words, multiple. And actually, let's give it a number. So if you want a monthly email, you put 12. If you want a bi-weekly or a weekly email, you put 52 or you put 36. How many different newsletters do you want to have in this nurture campaign? So let's just say a 12 email newsletter sequence for each stage of the foster journey. These newsletters need to have good content that is evergreen, so I can reuse. I can use this email sequence for each new prospect. Okay, let's make sure we're doing this right. I have my task, 12 email newsletter sequence. I want it to have good content, and I'm going to tell it to use the content, use content ideas from our earlier conversation, such as blog, articles, and let's see, what else did it say? Infographics. Okay, so I'm going to use something called, I'm getting the right word. It's not chain of thought, it's skeleton of thought. So we're going to use skeleton of thought for this, okay? And what that means is we're going to ask it to create an outline first, and then we can develop each of the individual ones. So please create 12 email topic subject lines and identify the content for each email. I'm going to say the content that should be included in each email. All right, so what am I telling it? To create just the subject lines, just the content. Do not write the actual email. Please create this 12 email sequence for, and I'm going to be very specific because I don't want it to get confused. I want it to know we're doing active fostering, pre-fostering, fostering, and post-fostering. So I'm actually just going to copy this real quick and just make life a little easy. Post-fostering. And I think those were the only three: pre, active, and post. And active fostering. Okay, so again, I don't have to put in a role because I'm in the same thread. So I'm still speaking to the therapist expert, to the counselor expert that we started this conversation with. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click send. And it's going to create me these 12 email. This is a skeleton. These are not the actual emails yet. So we're going to take this, let it work, and we're going to come back and we're actually going to develop the individual emails. So while we're letting this work, I'm going to switch over to our automation system and we're going to jump into the email builder. So email builder is under marketing. And we're going to click emails. And we're going to click templates. Now I want to take a quick moment to talk about campaigns. Campaigns are a single email sent out on a drip timer. Okay, so if you're using campaigns, it's a little bit of a misnomer because it's not multiple emails to create a campaign. It's a single email sent out with a purpose. Templates is where you'll put all of your email base from templates in. So it's where you can then create those evergreens and then manage them from here. If you want to put multiple emails in the same sequence, we're going to be doing that under automation. Okay, so I do not use campaigns. It has a lot of functionality, but I prefer to build out a sequence of emails for marketing purposes, evergreen nurtures, reminders, things like that. I don't use campaigns very often. So we're going to create templates. The first thing I want to do is go ahead and create a folder. And my folder is going to be active fostering newsletters. This is just going to make organization a lot easier. So now I'm going to open up the folder and I'm going to create a new email. Now I can choose an email template or I can create from blank. So if you choose a template, you will browse through and pick the one that looks close to what you want. Do you want these 3 boxes? Do you want a main picture at the top? You're going to be able to do all of your edits inside. This one's got a background image and then a headline in the top middle. So you'll be able to make changes to colors and images and words and things like that. This just kind of helps you it's a template. It helps you just kind of get ahead of the game so you don't have to recreate it. So let's just see if there is any counselor newsletters. Nope. Let's see. And then we have categories over here, business coaching. Just want to look through and see if there's anything that really resonates with me right now. I'm not really a fan of any of these for what we're creating. Nope. Not a super fan, but that's okay. You'll get to choose and then move on. All right. I think we can use this one. So we'll go ahead and use this one. All right. So you can do a little preview of it, make sure that it's going to match your aesthetics. And then we can go ahead and click continue and it will load for us. All right, let's head back over here. It is still building. Perfect. It is done. All right, so I have 12 for post and 12 for active and 12 for pre. All right, so your job as the human is you're going to read through and decide, is this good? Is this something you want to include? And then once you've decided, yes, I want 1, 2, and 3, but maybe not 4, we'll be very specific and say, and go ahead and develop these emails. So let's do that. Let's pretend that we've already read through it. We've approved all of them and we're very happy. Again, we're going to compliment our AI. These are awesome. Please write the first email for pre-fostering. Now you can actually have it do all of them. Not foresting. Pre-fostering email sequence. Let's have it write the first 3 emails. Write email 1, 2, and 3 for pre-fostering email sequence. Now, what you can also do is you can give it this information, just copy this and give it this for reference. It doesn't need it, but it can make it ensure that it is staying on topic and it doesn't squirrel away. Here are the subject lines and content for your reference. And I'm going to just paste that in. All right, so what did I do? I'm just being very specific. Please write the email, and then I'm going to click send. All right, so it's going to write that. We're going to come back over here. While it's doing its work, first we're going to change the title, and we're going to say pre-fostering email 1. Let's do a couple of changes. So the first thing is I don't like this color. So the background color is going to be, you're going to click somewhere on the outside. So you'll notice this has a section in the middle. We want to get the background. So we're going to click over here, and you'll see the background on the far left. So now we can change and add all of our different colors. So let's just say that it's a purple. We'll add that, and that will change. So now it's going to be held right here. So I can change my button color. So I've clicked on the button element. You'll see it's highlighted. I can click on the background color for the button, and I can change it. Same thing for this button. And go ahead and change that. And go ahead and change. Oops. Click on the button. There we go. All right, that was all the yellows. All right, perfect. Now let's go ahead and change our title here. So what do we want to use? Let's go ahead and use our subject line. Thinking about fostering, here's what you need to know. All right, so it pasted it in black. If I want to change this color, I'm going to highlight the text and then come right up here to my text editor, click the A button, and now I can change it to white or any other color that works for you. All right, thinking about fostering, here's what you need to know. And copy that and paste that and change it to white. Again, click the A, click the white. Okay, now this right here, it will not register that. It will actually show up as bracket, first name bracket. So we want to change that to a custom value. So I'm going to delete that. And the custom values are up here. It looks like the little box with the cursor in it. And so if I click that, contact's going to be the person you're sending it to. So the client. So dear John, dear Smith, or dear John Smith. So we're going to say, hi, John. We're thrilled that you're exploring the possibility. All right, now we're all red. All right, we're thrilled that you're exploring the possibility of fostering. It's probably a rewarding journey, like any major life decision. It's important to be prepared. All right, maybe we don't want this button right here. So let's go ahead and delete this button right here because it's not appropriate. And then we will, let me show you what this is. So right now, this is a 2-column section. You'll see it right here. It's a 2/3 and a 1/3 column. If I don't want this to be 2/3, 1/3, I'm just going to switch this over to 1, and you'll see it spreads it out like this. And then here's the image that was missing. So of course, this is not an appropriate image. So we're going to click the edit button, which is this pencil over here. And we can create an image using AI. This does have an extra fee to it. So I just typically use from the media library. Now, your media library has a lot of license-free images. So we just clicked all, and let's just say children, because we're talking about fostering. And let's find, I like this one. All right, now I want to show you a little trick, because what's going to happen is this image is coming from Pixabay right here, which this link could get changed or edited or deleted or moved in the Pixabay account, which means this image will no longer appear. Okay, so your link could break without you doing anything. So what I recommend is go ahead and take that image and get the link. Okay, so I just right-clicked and we got the link. We're going to open it in a new tab. And this is the same exact image, but this time I'm going to save it to my computer. And then I'm going to upload it. Go to media, and now we can upload that file. Why is that important? Because if you have it on your My Media, you have a permanent link to it, and it's not going to change. All right, so notice how now it's changed to storage.googleapis. All All right. So now it's at a permanent location, which means this won't disappear. Now, if this image is too big for you, you can click this little blue dot and kind of shrink it that way. You can also move it. In order to move an element, you're going to click away from the element and then hover. Don't click, hover. You'll see this black bar. And now I can drag this anywhere we want. Okay. Even if I want it on the second section, we can drag it there as well. All right. Same thing with these sections. We're going to click away from the section and then hover. So you'll see the black bars missing right here. I need to click away and then hover, and now I can drag. All right. All right. So that is that. Let's see. What else do we need to make adjustments for? All right. Buttons. Let's click onto this button. And of course, we're going to change all the different word choices and things like that. Hold on. I'm going to move this back. Go. Oops, click away and then drag. Perfect. All right. So we would finish out this email by copy and pasting each of these pieces. This is just going to maybe be here. Paste that in, change that to white. And my numbers are not white yet, so let's figure out how to make that change. Let's go ahead and click here. It's probably a setting. I apologize. This is, I'm not used to seeing it's upper alpha. Numbers. Okay, I will have to explore. Maybe I have to highlight the whole thing. Nope. Okay. Hey, I have an idea. Let's take off the numbers and then put them back on. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, so let's just keep it like that. I will find out how to change the bullet points. I know how to do it in the website. All right. So now, all right. And then we'd go ahead and do the rest of this as well. All right. Planning for a foster family. Okay, perfect. So we're going to do a button really quick. I'm going to delete this image. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to come down here. The button text cannot be edited inside this button. You have to come over here on the left, and you'll go ahead and change this to schedule a call with, let's just say, Jenny is the counselor. Of course, everything's fake. And then, of course, you want to put the URL. It might be www.jenny.com/book. And when you put that link here, this button will become active, and now they can book here. You can also link to the images themselves. So if you want this to go to a blog article or your website, you can add the link over here on the left. So those are some basics on email creation in the email campaign. We will again continue our work with our counselor product and the email builder, and we'll set up the automations tomorrow. So stay tuned, come back. I will see you tomorrow at 12 noon Central to dive into how we set up the automation so this email campaign gets delivered to the right people at the right time. I hope this was helpful, and click the link below and join us for open office hours coming up in just a moment. Y'all have a great day now. Bye.